Ladies and gentlemen and non-binary specimens, the ceremony master has arrived. Yes, it's me, Victoria Winters, your cyberfox extraordinaire, your VTuber person who VTubes. Yes, I VTube. That's what I do. I VTube. I'm a VTube. I'm a tube. Anyway, so I would be normally saying, hey, we're going to watch this. But you already know what we're watching. You know we're watching the Ahsoka trailer. So, if you guys don't know this, I am a massive Star Wars fan. I love Star Wars. I have watched all of the wars. All of the Star Wars. I've even read some of the novels because I am a bit of a book geek. I like reading, I like sci-fi, and I like things that go boom. And Star Wars gives you all three. Anyway, so my favorite of the actual Jedis, Ahsoka Tano, has their own series. This is their third series they've been in, because you have Clone Wars, then you have Rebels, and now we have Rebels live action, the Ahsoka series. So the trailer for the new season of Ahsoka just dropped. I am super excited. I want to jump into this. I want to know what happens. I've been trying to not see spoilers since it dropped, and I've done a good job. I know very little because it's hard to avoid spoilers on the internet. It really is. Especially when you're in as many Star Wars groups as I am, because I love Star Wars. Anyway, without further ado, let's jump in and see what is going to happen in the next season. Mind you, when this show comes out, I'm going to try to do a reaction series to this. I'm going to try to keep it as unedited as possible, kind of like the Babylon 5 series. However, Disney's a little bit harder to get past the copyrights on. So we will do our best. Now, let's see what we have coming. Let's see, where's my reaction content? Here we are. Oh, I'm excited for this.
Tell me, Ahsoka.
Those are some U-wings.
What troubles you?
Are we getting more Anakin?
I'm always walking by your side.
Citizens of the glorious Empire, I have returned. I took an oath to protect the Empire. I therefore declare war on the Rebel Alliance.
Out of vision. What did you see? More and more danger than I thought.
Balin claimed to have knowledge of a power.
Master!
One that could end wars.
Chopper and Zeb. We get Chopper and Zeb. I love more. We need more Chopper, and it's nice to see Zeb.
A long time ago, I walked away from the Jedi.
This is your trial, Ahsoka. Take your time to decide. Are you a Jedi? Or not?
It looks like we're going to be getting a lot more flashbacks in this. See more of Ahsoka with the actual living Anakin during the Clone Wars, which I'm excited for. God, the end of Clone Wars hurt so badly. Anyway, yeah, some of those scenes had me question things. Yeah. But it is good. It's good to see Zeb and the little whiny runt finally meet back up. The roommates, the bunkmates, the two that were like little kids to each other. It was like, I swear those two were like siblings. And then Chopper just causing all of the problems between. I love Chopper. Chopper is best droid in the series. Anyway, let's jump over and see what Star Wars Mag has on the breakdown, because I want to know details. That woman knows a lot about Star Wars. We have Netcrit for League of Legends, and now we have Star Wars Meg for Star Wars. Heck, oh, there it is. Papa. Papa. Papa.
Hello there.
Hello there.
Hello there.
Alrighty then, my Jedi and Sith friends, the time has come. I've waited a long time for this moment, my little green friend. D23 Expo is in full swing, and the entertainment showcase just came to an end, and they saved the Star Wars reveals for last, which honestly made it a very long night for those of us across the pond, but I have to say it was well worth the wait. We got trailers for both Ahsoka Season 2 and Star Wars Starfighter, although I should say at the time of recording this, the Starfighter teaser is not yet public. I got to see it thanks to a brief leak on X, and I have to say,
I don't think it's public yet either by the time I'm recording this. So we'll probably react to that next weekend.
it looked amazing. And I'm not just saying that because it's a shiny new thing, a new Star Wars trailer, and so there's recency bias. It looked insanely cinematic. I think I'm gonna make a separate video about it. But today, we have so much to break down for Ahsoka Season 2. And I just want to start off by saying that this trailer genuinely exceeded any expectations I had. I was expecting maybe just a poster, maybe just a release date, which we did get by the way, maybe a 30-second sizzle, maybe some comments from Dave and Emanis Fundy.
January 20th, holy cats.
We got some huge and juicy reveals.
January 20th. Ooh, it's going to be a juicy new year.
An incredible first look. And to make things even more crazy, my friends, this trailer does not pull any punches. It actually confirms a surprising amount of fan theories, ones which I've had, ones which you guys have had, from Clone Wars flashbacks I spoke about in my last video, to a major hint that the big bad of this season is going to be Abeloth, and the massive role that Anakin is going to play. So make sure to hit the big subscribe button down
Abeloth is terrifying.
below, ring the bell for notifications, but no more jibber jabber, let's dive straight in. So the trailer opens with some of the most awesome lightsaber action the show has offered us to date. I'm not exaggerating, the improvement in quality is evident from the word go. That's both in terms of the lighting, like I say the action, and even some of the costumes. This is what live action Star Wars TV should have always looked like. The fight only lasts a few seconds with the way it's been cut and edited for this teaser trailer, but in and of itself, it's so much more badass than so many fights from Season 1. We are thrust into the days of the Clone Wars. This takes place before Season 5, and Anakin and Ahsoka are sent to an eerie ice planet, where they're forced to confront a former Jedi who's turned to the dark side. Now this guy is an absolute beast. He ignites his double-bladed lightsaber, which by the way is a monstrosity of a weapon, that originates in the Star Wars Galaxy magazine from 1995.
I don't know that one.
Specific design was part of the Design an Alien competition, and a 29-year-old called Mark designed an Ubi's Dragon Warrior who wielded this modified blade. I see you, Dave Filoni. I know what you're up to. And in this scene, the two...
I mean, Dave Filoni loves to pull stuff out of all over the history of Star Wars. Like, with The Mandalorian alone, like, there is so much stuff that you see that it's just pulled from, like, books, comics, just stuff from Legends, all over the place.
Jedi fights this very acrobatic Force user in a sequence that is meant to evoke Duel of the Fates. The choreography is so reminiscent of Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan against Darth Maul. And you know, it's fair to say that just like George Lucas, Dave Filoni is a master of visual poetry. In fact, there are a couple of other parallels in this trailer to other famous Star Wars scenes. Notably a hallway scene that is evocative of the famous Vader scene at the end of Rogue One, although this time it's officers of the New Republic facing some of Thrawn's Night Sister assassins. And I have to say, I love how terrifying the villains of this season look. In addition to the Grey Mothers, both this teaser trailer and some of the concept art has confirmed there are more Dathomirian threats than you would expect. Even fricking Captain Enoch is gonna have some fight scenes. In this season, he's wielding a sword that is reminiscent of the Blade of Talzin, but they're not the same. The Blade of Talzin remained on Peredia after Ahsoka took it from Morgan Elsbeth. And just a quick note on the Night Sisters before we move on, we now have confirmation that the robes that were displayed at the Lucasfilm Pavilion are the latest iteration of Mother Clotho, which means that she's been recast, because Claudia Black, the original actress, confirmed that she will not be coming back.
Oh, I like Claudia Black.
But returning to the trailer, my friends, we then see Anakin's ghost appear to Ahsoka in the present day during her quest to find Baylan, and he tells her that he will always be by her side. And this touches upon something we've been theorizing for months. I think the flashbacks in this season are going to be triggered through conversations between Anakin and Ahsoka, especially as they reminisce about the past and lessons that Ahsoka has learned. Some of the dialogue in this teaser also confirms that she's going to be reflecting on when she walked away from the Jedi. Could you imagine if they show us some of that arc in live action?
Oh god, I would love to see some of that arc. So, like with Clone Wars, this is when Ahsoka walked away, is when it really, really started getting good. That's when we started seeing the decline of the Jedi, where we started seeing Anakin really make that turn to the dark side. The falling of the what do you call it, the clone troopers, like seeing the cracks that lead them, lead up to the Order 66, and then of course, obviously season 7. Oh, season 7 hurt. I hate you, Dave Filoni. You made me cry.
Imagine a live-action version of Anakin's duel with Barriss Offee. After all, she was the real culprit responsible for the crimes that Ahsoka was framed for. But I digress. Next, we have the most badass entrance for Grand Admiral Thrawn, and he announces to the entire galaxy, or should I say the citizens of the Empire, that he's returned. And just as his words are erroneous, he also declares war on what he calls the Rebel Alliance. So in his mind, he's resuming the same fight as when he left, when the Empire was still in power. He doesn't seem to want to acknowledge the authority of the New Republic. A couple of Thrawn Easter eggs you might have missed. We see a sculpture of the Salamiri from Star Wars Rebels.
I
These
did miss that.
force-repelling creatures originate in Heir to the Empire. And secondly, in a bit of concept art, it seems as though Thrawn has kept Sabine's artwork.
Oh my god, it is.
And by the way,
So, in the Star Wars Rebels series, Thrawn was like the big bad of that series. And then after he shows up, he finds some of Sabine's artwork and actually takes those bits of wall and the artwork sprayed on it and added it to his personal gallery. He is quite the art collector.
in spite of it being pretty obvious that some of the visual
In the way of the British Museum.
effects are not finished, Thrawn looks pretty darn good. They really seem to have addressed the criticism surrounding his makeup and physical appearance, and I think the same can be said about Hera Syndulla. And speaking of which, take a look at this. We see a cool shot of some of the main players of the New Republic, including Ezra in his Return of the Jedi-style A-Wing pilot suit, and Senator Giono, who, if you remember from the first season, doubted Hera when she warned about the impending threat of Thrawn. What's interesting though is that we don't see Admiral Akbar. I think he's part of this space fight. Dave Filoni confirmed he's back.
It's a trap.
And some other surprises I think they're hiding from us are Mon Mothma, there were rumors of Leia, and even Obi-Wan flashbacks. We then get the reunion of Ezra and Zeb. Star Wars Rebels fans, our hearts are melting over this. Not to mention some more incredible
The smile on Zeb's face.
cinematic shots of Dathomir, which by the way, brings all the horror vibes I'd hoped for as soon as Thrawn landed there at the end of Season 1. As we know from Star Wars lore, it's a planet of dark magic, hauntings, witchcraft. It needed to be scary. And based on this brief bit of footage, I have all the faith in the world that Dave is going to deliver something insane. But now
So, Admiral Thrawn was always one of my favorite villains in Star Wars. Like, the Sith are cool, the magic, woo, Jedi stuff. But Grand Admiral Thrawn was terrifying in an aspect completely unlike anything else in Star Wars universe. His books, where they introduced him, really, the Thrawn trilogy, they made him terrifying. He is so smart. He literally he beats everybody because he's smarter than anything. In the Galactic Empire, which is very xenophobic versus anything that's not human, he made Grand Admiral. He is good. He even figured out who Darth Vader was, which is one of the only people in the entire Empire who knew who he really was, because Thrawn put it together real quick. But yeah, so the novels made him terrifyingly smart. And he wasn't really truly loyal to the Empire. He was from the Chris ascendancy, and he basically was kind of wanting to get the Empire stronger so it can help fight what the Chris were going to be going against, which is more terrifying than anything else that exists in the Star Wars galaxy. Because it's not from the Star Wars galaxy; it's from outside of the galaxy, and they need the strength of the Empire. So yeah.
Now we have to talk about the juiciest reveal of them all. A hint about what's calling out to Baylan. This was the big mystery after the first season, and now Anakin warns Ahsoka about this dangerous force, saying that Baylan claimed to have knowledge of a power that could end all wars, something he had formerly assumed was just a myth, something that could end the cycle of Jedi and Sith, Republic and Empire, something that could bring about the beginning. And by the way, I'm loving Rory McCann as Baylan. You can never replace Ray Stevenson, but Rory embodies the role so well. And in this trailer, just like the concept art shown in Japan, he sends ancient robots after Ahsoka and Sabine. Rumor has it they date back to the time of the Zepho, but I have to be honest.
Ooh, that's
I've never
old.
been more convinced that this power could be Abeloth, with the tease of the Mortis gods and the way they feed into.
So the Mortis gods, we saw them in Star Wars Rebels. No, I mean, yeah, we do see them in Rebels, but just paintings. We really get to meet them in Clone Wars, and I think it was like it was a fairly long arc, in which we got to see the brother, the sister, and the death of the father, who is the balance of the Force, and where Anakin gets to see what he becomes and is terrified by it. But he gets manipulated into doing bad things, then has his memory erased.
Season 2, I wouldn't be surprised if this is the direction they're heading in. After all, the mother is the bringer of chaos, and if Baylan succeeds, there could be galactic consequences both in this galaxy and back home. As for Shin, she seems to be trying to regain favor with her former master. Baylan cast her aside. He told her they were on different paths, but it seems like Shin is trying to chase after him again. And when she catches up to him, he ignites his blade. He's defensive, and I'm assuming he doesn't want her back. There are lots of different ways to interpret this, and it's hard to know for certain with the way that trailers are edited, but I think Shin stands in his way. He has no interest in wanting to take her back, which is why she might finally accept to join Ahsoka and Sabine. At first though, it seems like she's gonna have a full-on duel with Hu Yang, who by the way goes full General Grievous. Again, Dave,
Yeah, I did
you
notice
see what
that.
I'm doing. And speaking of Sabine, my friends, I'm loving the poncho as well as the longer hair. After all, they've been on prettier for a long time at this point. The release date is January 20th. Super exciting stuff. I can't wait. I'm assuming the final trailer is gonna drop sometime around Christmas.
God,
and
Chopper
there's
looks
nothing
so
to look
good.
forward to there, but what do you guys think?
I've been wanting to build my own astromech, and I want to build a droid like Chopper, a C1 unit. Give him a different paint job, but I just love the design of Chopper.
What did you make of this trailer? What are your thoughts and theories and interpretations? Let me know down below. And if you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give me a big fat thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new, and may the Force be with you always.
And you know what? Let's go ahead and just scroll down and give that like a good smash. Gotta smash that like. Smash it. Smash it. Smash that like. Smash. Because we like Star Wars Meg here. Okay, so that was that. That was the new Ahsoka series trailer and Star Wars Meg's breakdown. Words. I word good. I are good word. Anyway, I am excited for this, and I look forward to being able to watch it this January. So, coming January, we'll be jumping into that series as it comes out. We'll probably do a special stream on those nights so we can, enjoy it together. And with that being said, I will see you lovely foxes in the next video.